G'day boys, it's your boy Never Forget Your Mum's Spaghetti back with another Valorant video. Today we're going to be going through bind smokes, starting off with the A bomb site. So if you're splitting A short and bathrooms, you want to be smoking off both of these spots on site as well as heaven. So when your teammates are pushing out from short, they don't get shot over the smokes from heaven, as you do have a good position on heaven and they can look over the smokes onto people pushing short of the way the map is laid out.
Smokes down.
So when these smokes come up and your team starts pushing, make sure that you fight and take U-hole control, as well as smack a molly into this spot over here. So if any players are holding back here and holding into this corner, they get flushed out and have to fight people in U-hole or fall away. So then you have great site control. All you have to do is worry about the retaking players from heaven and from CT, as well as people that can be hiding in this corner waiting for the retake. If you're doing an A short rush or push as a 5-man or whatnot, the best smokes to do is to put one on top of the truck slash like tank, whatever you want to call it, and one to the side here. So it gives you a nice little room to plant, as well as having no vision from any heaven players. You can smoke off U-hole, but I prefer not to, as I like to prefer to take it and take control, as U-hole is a really good spot to take from the retaking players as well as the site players.
Smokes down.
As you can see, it stops from the heaven people pushing, as well as gives a nice no gaps into the bathroom. You can elect to molly off U-hole unless you're pushing it, as well as you can save it for post-plant positions. If you're doing a 5-man bathroom stack for an eco or some kind of rush, these are the smokes that you want to be putting down.
Smokes down.
As it clears off any kind of angles that the CTs will be holding. I don't really recommend this unless it's more for like a rush plant to get economy, as you don't have any control of the site and you can easily get overwhelmed by all the CT players. Now for B site.
Smokes down.
This smoke right here is usually used for a nice little default push to take hooker on normal rounds. Depending if you use this or not, it doesn't really matter, because you can really smoke off B site with 1 or 2 smokes depending on what your team is trying to accomplish here. So personally for me, I always smoke this CT spot right here, as the defenders can't push out as they have the smoked off the choke point and they can't see into hooker. But I like to smoke a lot deeper than some people that like push out towards here and put it like the midway, as when players do push elbow, if you are taking control with your team, taking elbow control, they have to push past the smoke as well, giving you another advantage on the defenders slash the retaking players.
Smokes down.
So if your players are splitting from hooker and B long and you don't want to take elbow control, just smack a smoke up there and do the same one we did before with the CT smoke.
Smokes down.
And it should be easy as that. And when you do come out, make sure you do clear the corners. And chuck a little bit of a spray into this corner right here, as most players do love to stand behind that, watching for any players pushing the smoke, and you might end up with a free kill. If you are coming up B long as Brimstone and you are going to go smoke the side, I don't really recommend this. As you can see, you can't really smoke CT unless you cross into this corner to smoke it. So you do have to take the fight, or your team has to swing and take the fight. But if you get into this corner right here, you can still do the same smokes we did before from hooker.
Smokes down.
If your team is not really looking to take elbow control as well as fighting any of the backside players, these smokes right here are really good for just going for the plant and playing post-plant positions for long and hooker control. So you don't have to fight unnecessary fights for taking backside control as well as CT and elbow control.
Smokes down.
Just a reminder, when you are coming from hooker as well as B long, just always smack a molly behind this wall here to force out any players playing backside as well as in the container, as the spread goes through the container and forces the players out. So if you've got a cypher sitting on cams and waiting for traps, it forces them out to swing or go into a really shitty position. And make sure when you are pushing into site, just throw a stim pack down here for the hooker players to swing, as you get a higher fire rate, as well as if you're coming up from B long as well, as stim packs are not commonly used and utilized as they should be, as they're very effective for people entering sites, as well as if you've got 3 or 2 people pushing through a choke point. And at the end of the day, it's only $100.
Ball hard like a Lando magic. Pull out the team, call me go gadget. It's A-double-Z-A, but my name's not Aaron Rude, but I never savvy like Hatchet. Talking like you're off and you're moving, but we know that you ain't stacking. Ain't trapping, don't know why these men are talking rough and I got no backing. Alright, let me jump back in. Let me chat it, better come back in. Feeling when I try to fuck around on the mic there, man, I get scared, but I'm at it.